everyone. This is a new topic, that is perception. What is meant by perception here? Perception can be defined as a process by which individuals organize and interpret their sensory impressions in order to give meaning to their environments. So, perception is nothing but perception can be defined as the process of receiving, selecting, organizing, interpreting, checking and reacting to a sensory stimuli or data. Okay, simply you are reacting to a particular data when you are working in an organization. You are reacting about it, or you are selecting, or you are organizing the data. Okay, what is the nature of perception here? First one, it is a selective process. The nature of the perception comes under a selective process. How? Perception is a selective process through which a person selects the data from the environment, organizes it and obtain meaning from it. Okay. Firstly, the person selects the data from an environment, and after selecting the data, he will organize. After organizing the data, he will obtain meaning from it. He will check the meaning in it. Okay. That is called a selective process in perception. Next, it requires sensations. What is meant by require sensation? The physical process of obtaining data from environment is known as sensation. In the previous point, that is selective process, the person is selecting the data from an environment, right? Then how he is going to select the data? In the way, the physical process of obtaining the data from environment is known as sensation. When we are collecting the data in the physical form from the environment, then we call it as sensation. The concept of sensation plays very important role in process of perception. Okay, when we have the data only, we can perform the action. So that is the way the sensation plays very important role. Next, it is a psychological process. Perception is a basic cognitive or psychological where actions, emotions, thoughts or feelings are the leading to the formation of perception. Okay, this all comes under the perception where actions, emotions, thoughts or feelings. Next, it is based on environmental factors. Yes, it is completely based on environmental factors because we are selecting the data from the environment itself, right? So the manner in which a person perceives the environment affects the behavior and in return leads to the formation of or negative perception. Okay. Next, it is a subjective process. It is a psychological process and it requires sensation. It is a selective process. At last, it is a subjective process also. Perception is a subjective process and different may perceive the events differently. Based on what person accepts of the situation they choose or observe. Okay, it is a subject process completely. You can select your own which you need. Okay, it is based on the person accept. What is mean by what is the importance of perception here? The importance of the perception is essential in understanding organizational behavior like learning, motivation, etc. Perception helps to determine the kind of information to be attended and the way is to be taken one's knowledge. Okay, this perception comes under one's behavior. They should have the knowledge of selecting the data, learning the data or motivating themselves. Okay, this is called perception. Next, attribution. What is meant by attribution? Let's see the term attribution means. The term attribution refers to the way in which people explain or justify their own behavior or the behavior of other individuals. Means they are going to explain their own behavior or else explaining the other person's behavior. That is called attribution. The process by which any person arrives at a conclusion about the various influencing factors to justify or explain their own behavior and the behavior of others. Simply, attribution means we are going to explain about our behavior or else others' behavior. What is attribution theory? The attribution theory was proposed by Hider, okay, who suggested that an individual's behavior is of internal forces and external forces perceived by the individual. How this attribution is started in a human's behavior means, firstly, individual behavior is of internal forces and external forces, that is completely perceived by an individual. The attribution theory states that every behavior is impacted by their past knowledge, okay, in comparison to the other people known to the individual. That means every person will show their attitude, will show their gratitude towards someone, that completely based on their past knowledge, okay. That is called attribution theory. Let's see with an example here, diagram here. Key elements of attribution theory. Let's see, we have told that attribution theory comes under internal forces and external force. Internal force is nothing but personal, whereas external force is nothing but from environment, total environment. So if the distinctiveness is low, internal force will be low. If the distinctiveness is high, then the external force will come, okay. Consistency high means internal force, consistency low means external force. Consensus low means internal force, consensus high means external force, okay. Completely based on the internal force and external force, the person will behave in the organization, okay. Let's see here. Internal forces include the personal factors of an individual, such as ability, skill, intelligence, amount of effort, and so on, can be controlled by the individual. Internal force here, internal force, that is personal, how the personal ability will have, how the personal skills, personal intelligence, that all comes under the internal forces, and this skill, intelligence and ability completely controlled by the individual only. There is no group, because internal force is personal. External forces include the environmental factors in which an individual works, such as the organizational culture and procedures, attitude of the supervisor, etc. Okay, external force comes under the environmental factors. Next, Kelly has suggested that while attributing any outcome, we may choose the external force or internal force responsible for the outcome. That is, to explain a person's behavior, we consider both the external forces and internal forces to predict the outcome. He further explains that this choice between internal or external force is based on three. What are those three? Distinctiveness, consensus and consistency. Okay. Distinctiveness refers to how different was the behavior of an individual when compared to his or her behavior in a situation or task. Okay. Next, consensus refers to the behavior of an individual as compared to the behavior of other people under similar situations. Okay. Consistency refers to the continuity of a behavior over a long period of time, something that is not just situation. Okay, this is complete matter explains about this diagram. Once you see this diagram and read these points, you will get understand. Okay, thank you.